In a world that's constantly changing, where unpredictable shocks to the system are pretty much the new normal, how do you build a plan? Not one that just helps you survive, but one that actually lets you win. Well, today, we're not just talking theory. We're going to break down a really practical blueprint for turning all that global disruption into your biggest strategic advantage. You know, this one question, it's really at the heart of what it means to be a leader today. It's not just about having a 5-year plan anymore, right? So what we're gonna do is unpack a powerful method for creating a strategy that doesn't just weather the storm, but actually uses the energy of all that chaos as a catalyst for some pretty incredible growth. Okay, so where do you even begin? Well, any strategy that's really built to last has to start with an unshakable foundation. I mean, before you can even think about drawing a map, you have to know the ground you're standing on. And in this framework, that foundation is built on 3 really powerful, interconnected principles.
First up is commitment. Now, this is so much more than just, being dedicated. This is about ruthless strategic alignment. Every bold move you make, every new project you start, it has to be directly anchored to your organization's core mission. If it doesn't serve that ultimate long-term goal, it's not a brilliant idea, it's a brilliant distraction. Simple as that.
Next, we've got congruency. Think of this as your organization's integrity check. It's what makes sure your innovative strategies are actually authentic to who you are. So, for example, if your company's core value is sustainability, a massively profitable but super polluting new venture, well, that fails the congruency test. The real question here is, do your actions actually line up with your identity? And finally, there's continuity. This is your anchor in the storm. It's that unwavering long-term vision that guides your entire organization through the chaos. It gives your team a North Star to follow and makes sure that any short-term pivots don't completely derail you from your ultimate journey. So commitment, congruency, and continuity. It's a powerful foundation, no doubt about it. But let's be honest, any foundation is totally useless if it crumbles the second the ground starts to shake. So how does this elegant framework actually hold up in the messy, high-pressure chaos of the real world? Okay, this is where things get really interesting. This is where theory gets thrown right into a high-stakes stress test. What happens is leaders are put into these intense simulations. On one side, you've got your carefully crafted strategic vision, and on the other, you've got this relentless barrage of real-world pressures, sudden market shocks, internal fights over resources, unexpected global crises. You're basically thrown into the fire and forced to defend your vision while making these critical, split-second decisions. But the goal here isn't just to survive the simulation. Not at all. It's to come out of it stronger, sharper, and way more prepared. As the source material says, participants will build a disruptive roadmap that prepares their organizations for global challenges. And we're not talking about some document that gets filed away on a server somewhere. This is a battle-tested blueprint for future success. So let's just quickly recap that journey. It's a really clear 4-step process that turns these principles into actual practice. First, you design your strategy with those 3 C's as its bedrock. Second, you pressure test it in these intense, realistic simulations. Third, you learn how to balance all those competing demands without losing your way. And the result of all that? A robust, actionable roadmap that is ready for pretty much anything. See, this whole framework is designed to move you from just thinking about things to actually taking decisive action. So the ultimate question isn't really for me, it's for you and your team. With these principles in mind, what is the first bold and decisive step you're going to take on your new roadmap?